quick set. Rebels block it, stuffed by McKenna Stacy.
Rebel volleyball is on.
Rebels get a good pass, set left side. Peart hits cross court, it's in there! It was deflected out of bounds, and the Rebels win 15-5.
After another appearance in the state title match last season, Coach Cindy Stewart and the Rebs hit the court again this year with title hopes and championship goals.
Hatch hits it down, and what a great angle for the kill and the win.
The trophy spent a year down south, but the Rebels hope to bring it back home at the end of October. Reloaded and ready to roll, the Rebels take the court with their eyes on the prize.
Rebels had 6 service aces in the first set.
Turn up the volume, Rebel fans, and join us for Rich Rebel Volleyball on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitor Bureau, by Jensen Wood Motors in Montpelier, Idaho, Evanston Regional Hospital, Cash Honda Yamaha and Logan, mylocalradio.com, Rocky Mountain Yeti, Westar Printing and Rocky Mountain Signs, and by Plains Tire.
It's cross court, it's in there, and the Rebels win 25-5 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard.
And now, Rebel volleyball fans, hang up your boots, crank up the volume, and get ready to roll as we head courtside to join the play-by-play voice of the Rebels, Ryan STEINECKERT.
Good morning, volleyball fans, and welcome to Cokeville High School in the beginning of the 2018 volleyball season. Today, the Rebels open this Cokeville tournament against the Evanston Red Devils the same way they've opened it the last couple of years. And the first serve is scheduled for about 20 minutes from now. JV match is in set number 2, and the Rebels lead 15-10. We'll keep you updated on that as we start our pregame show, brought to you by the Town of Randolph, Mayor Lynn Weston, board members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Larry Kennedy, Melanie Lim, and clerk Lana Peart. We'll hear from them, and then we'll set the scene for today's match of Rich Rebel Volleyball on KADQ FM 98.3 with live video online at mylocalradio.com.
According to the United States Census of 2010, the town of Randolph has a population of 464 people, and every one of us root for the Rich High Rebels.
Who slams it home?
Welcome to Randolph, Utah. We love being able to host the visiting teams, their coaches, their parents, and fans when Rich High has a home game. We love all of our visitors year-round and hope that you can take some time soon to come and visit us in our little slice of heaven, Randolph, Utah.
It doesn't matter what season you visit Bear Lake. Make sure you always stop at Pugstone Sporting Goods. You'll find lots of great quality inventory at low prices, including guns and ammo. During the winter, you can rent cross-country skis, snowshoes, and buy your ski passes to Beaver Mountain. Pugstones is always the best place to get information about the area and purchase your hunting or fishing licenses. Everything you need with one stop at Pugstone Sporting Goods at the four-way stop in Garden City.
Welcome back to Cokeville and Rich Rebel Volleyball on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com. And it's time for the Town of Randolph pregame show. So far, the JV teams have been out on the court. This is set number 2, and as you can see, if you're watching online at mylocalradio.com, 17-13 is the score in set 2. Rebels are the home team in this match, and they won the first set. The JV team did 19-16, and they're 1 point away from a set 2 victory as well. The JV games, the JV matches just go 2 sets to 19. Now, taking a look real quick, let's set the scene and get updated on this year's volleyball. This is, of course, the opening weekend of the volleyball season, and the Rebels come back with a lot of question marks. The last year, a team that competed for the state championship lost to Panguitch in 4 sets. Rebels took set 3 in that match, 25-18, but couldn't get over the top, and Panguitch won the title in their second title in 4 years and their 4th consecutive state title appearance last year. And boy, to be honest, Panguitch looks like the team to beat this year, especially considering that the Rebels last year had 6 seniors on the team. All 6 of those seniors were really the top 6 contributors for that Rebel varsity team a year ago. Rebels take the second set 19-14 in the JV match, so they won 19-16 and 19-14. Those 6 seniors all graduated, and really, if you look up and down the roster for this year, there's 1-2 gals that got any varsity experience last year. McKenna Stacy got some early experience early on in the season, and Sydney Hatch got experience throughout the year. Outside of those 2, there's really not any player on the roster this year that got significant experience last year with the varsity team. Now there is some good talent, some good athleticism coming up from some sophomores. I mentioned McKenna Stacy, Amaya Tourney, very athletic. She may start today. And there's some juniors that will really contribute. I mentioned Sydney Hatch. Eliana Brown, Coach Stewart has her at the top of her ladders. That's daily competition that happens in practice, and Ellie is at the top of that ladder, which means she's competing better in all the different volleyball skills that they do during practice and those drills. And so Ellie's at the top of that ladder, but Taya Peterson will be a key member. She's the lone senior on this team. I was talking to her just about half an hour ago, and she said, man, it's weird because when I was a freshman, we had 6 seniors. Now we're down to just me as a senior volleyball player. And so that makes things not only challenging for her and for the team, but for Coach Stewart in figuring out, okay, who am I going to put out there? And that's definitely a challenge today as we were going. I was trying to get starters from her, and she goes, well, probably her. I don't know, her, that kind of a thing. So don't really have a starting lineup as of yet. We'll see who that is. It was Coach Stewart said it would be based partially also on how some of those girls played in the JV match. So some things up in the air, some questions to be answered early on in this season. And again, Evanston last year, a great season. They finished 22-9 overall, but lost in the state championship against Panguitch. As for the Evanston Red Devils, I had a sheet here. Let me try to find it real quick. Evanston last year went 18-17, 5-5 in their conference, but 0-2 at state. The year before that, 1-2 at state after finishing 3rd in the 4A West. And then in 2015, they finished 3rd in the 2A West or 4A West as well, and lost to Laramie in the title match. So they're just a couple years removed from being that close to a state championship. And they've got 8 seniors on the squad, but really not a lot of them with very much, if any, varsity experience. Ajahana Archuleta has some varsity time, and that may be just about it. Kaylee Sharp, some varsity time as well, but it's a fairly inexperienced group for Evanston as well, and they've got some growing pains to work through early on this season, as well as the Rebels do. And the last time these teams met was here at the Cokeville tournament a year ago. They played first thing on Friday morning, much like we're doing today, and Rich was up 2-0 in that match. They'd won the first set 27-26 and took the second set 25-23. Savannah Peart got injured late in that second set, and without Peart out there, the Rebels kind of couldn't quite figure out what adjustments needed to be made. Meanwhile, Evanston did make some good adjustments. They adjusted to that high and outside attack that the Rebels go with, and their block changed, was much better throughout the rest of the match, and Evanston went on to win. They won sets 3, 4, and 5 to win the match 3-2. The teams met again the next morning, and Evanston dominated in 3 straight, 25-12, 25-21, and 25-11. And we'll take a look back on the Lake Town Ledger at the history of the series between these two teams a little bit later on in our Town of Randolph pregame show. That does it for our scene set. It's Evanston versus Rich. We're a little more than 12 minutes away from our opening serve, our beginning serve, which will be brought to you by the station in Randolph. That's coming up in a few minutes. But first, we'll move along in our Town of Randolph pregame show and talk with the coaches of today's teams. We'll talk with Coach Tara Lawler, and we've got to thank Jake Hibbert, who interviewed Coach Lawler and got us that interview to use on our pregame this morning. So we'll be back with that in just a moment on this presentation of Rich Rebel Volleyball on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
When it comes to parts and service, don't rely on anyone other than the team at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. The professional mechanics and parts department team have the experience to help you with whatever you need. When you need to add a winch, get an extra belt or spark plugs, winterize, repair or replace tires, or have a rebuild, they can help. Whatever you need, gift ideas, parts, accessories, or a great mechanic, you'll find it all at Cache Honda Yamaha in between Logan and Smithfield on Highway 91.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
Welcome back to the pregame show presented by the town of Randolph. The mayor and the council members wish the Rebels good luck as they embark on a new season, 2018. And we're underway at the Cokeville tournament. Rebel JV team beat Evanston 19-16 and 19-14 in those first two sets. Varsity match coming up in a few minutes. And in the meantime, we'll continue on with our Town of Randolph pregame show and hear from the coaches. Tara Lawler is coming up next. She's the coach of the Evanston Red Devils. We'll hear from her in just a moment on the Wildlife at mylocalradio.com.
Bring your vehicle for service at Rocky Mountain Yeti and feel the difference. It's easy. Visit with one of the friendly service riders and then relax and enjoy hot waffles and ice cream. While you relax Yeti style, your vehicle will be worked on by our experienced mechanics. From regular maintenance to major repairs, we do it all. Have your service work done at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston and feel the difference. Get Yeti'd today.
Ooh, yeah.
100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
Winston Churchill said, "No hour of life is wasted that is spent in the saddle." The same is true about education. No hour of life is wasted when learning. Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, understand the value of good education. Serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming, Mound Valley Cattle Company is proud to support the students at Rich High School in academics and activities. Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
Back on the Town of Randolph pregame show. Rebels went outside, had a quick chat. They're back in as the Evanston Red Devils have the court for their warm-up routine. We're down to just over 10 minutes left to go before the first serve of this match. And let's move along with our Town of Randolph pregame show and hear from Coach Tara Lawler. This is KNYN's Jake Hibbard with the Evanston Red Devil coach.
I'm with Tara Lawler. First time that we've talked this season on mic. Every year you come in and you've had different things that have been going through your mind from the year prior, that I should have got on that earlier, and it seems to kind of be a little bit cyclical. Where are you at when you came into this year of that we should focus a little bit more on this coming into the season?
I think having 10 seniors on the team, on a roster of 12, it definitely, we're emphasizing being able to raise the bar sooner than what we've done in the past. Not all of them necessarily have varsity experience, but many of them have playtime experience, and they understand the game and they understand the strategy. And so right now we're just trying to, we know that we have to serve well, we know we have to pass well, but now we're raising the bar. Instead of doing hitting lines, I'm standing on a box and hitting at my defenders, so the toss is off of a dig, not off of an easy toss to the setter. So we're just trying to find ways where we can raise the bar on all avenues of the skills.
10 seniors kind of makes it difficult with, you have the seniors and the juniors, and you even have some freshmen coming up. At least you have guaranteed 5 matches, but getting everyone in, I would imagine set to set, your rotations are going to be wildly different.
I think so. I think right now in my backpack 7 different current versions, and that can also obviously change when we're playing in Cokeville and we see what does this look like. We'll play a lot of options. We'll switch even similar players, but switch them on the dial. So instead of maybe starting front row, they'll start back row so I can see how they block together, how they play defense. We'll be switching it up quite a bit.
3 matches today. You start with Rich, as you have the last couple of years. I imagine with all those rotations, we want to beat Rich, but you probably have to manage your expectations with, you have to be worried about a lot of trying to see how players are out there reacting with each other.
Absolutely. You know, we can try to emulate game-like speed, drills as much as we can, but obviously there's nothing like actually playing a new opponent that we don't know a player's tendencies. So it will be a good work in progress. I definitely am impressed with how quickly they're adapting already to new skills or drills that I'm giving them. We're trying some new things, and they're adapting quite well. But I do agree with you. Learning how to play next to a player takes time, and it will be interesting to see how it all plays out. I think they're definitely ready to compete. They've put a lot of hours in with preseason and the two-a-days, so they are excited to find somebody new on the other side of the net and to compete with.
We'll talk about it more next week, but Cokeville this week about an hour away as always, and then next week you don't have to go anywhere. I'm sure there's added stress with being a host coach for a tournament, but you don't have to go to Pocatello. You certainly don't have to go to Gillette. You get to stay here for a couple of days.
Yeah, we are so excited and so thankful to the administration and the community for welcoming this opportunity for us. It's exciting to have 7 Utah schools that I know at least in 19 or 20 years haven't been to Evanston, and to bring in other Wyoming schools to kind of be on the same team as us for the Wyoming versus Utah. It will be a really neat experience. Hopefully it'll be great for the community, bringing new people here. I hope it's a heat wave in Salt Lake and Utah, so they're excited to come to Evanston to cool off a little bit, and they can enjoy Cowboy Days at the same time. So we're really excited about the opportunity. I think it's great for these girls to be able to play in front of friends and family locally that wouldn't otherwise be able to travel to Gillette or Pocatello. So excited about this opportunity.
I'm talking to you during the last practice before you head to Cokeville. They currently are playing a quote-unquote classic rock song that came out my last year of college. You need to talk to them a little bit about classic rock and what that is, though.
I totally agree. They asked if they could warm up with tunes today, and we had a quick vote on what they wanted, and they said, let's do something really old and classic, like ladies of the 80s. And I thought, oh no, that's not that old, guys. So we will be talking classic rock. If you want to talk to them in Cokeville during our downtime, you're welcome to share some music with them as well.
This is 2012. Come on. This is not classic rock. It's still the same decade. Coach Lawler, thank you.
Thank you, Jake.
Thanks, Jake. Thanks, Coach Lawler. We're just a few minutes away from the beginning serve of today's match. We'll be back with more of the Town of Randolph pregame show and talk with Coach Cindy Stewart when we return on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
The Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live. When you're buying and selling real estate, you want to work with an agent that knows the area and understands property values. You want to work with an agent that listens to what you're looking for and knows how to find it for you. And it's important to know all of your options. That's why it's smart to work with the best. Gary McKee and the agents at Bear Lake Realty in Garden City, Utah, helping folks buy and sell real estate for over 25 years. When you work with Bear Lake Realty, you're working with the best. Visit bearlakerealty.com today. Ryan STEINECKERT with Coach Cindy Stewart of the Rich Rebel volleyball team. Coach, another season just about to get underway. It's been underway with practice for a couple weeks for you now.
Yeah, another season. We've been trying to do some things in the summer and got to play a little bit, and then we've been going at it for 2 weeks, and we have our first tournament this weekend at Cokeville.
2 years ago, a state title. Last year, you lost to Penguich in the championship match, and you were a senior-heavy team. 6 players. All 6 of your main starters and contributors were seniors.
Yeah, we lost 6, and we really don't have anybody with any playing experience. Maybe Sydney Hatch a little on the front row, and McKenna got a little early in the year. So we're starting fresh completely, and we're young. We have 2 seniors, and they'll be back row specialists. And so we're looking at all, young setters, young hitters.
The young hitters, though, you mentioned that McKenna Stacy got some time last year. She's pretty athletic, and we saw Allie Wallenton on the basketball court quite a bit for the varsity team, so you do have some athletes.
Yeah, and Amaya Tourney, she jumps right out of the gym. She's coming on. So we've got good little athletes. They're little, that's a key word, Sydney's our tallest girl. She's about 5, maybe 5'10", and the rest of them are not very big, but McKenna and Amaya and Allie all jump well. So that's good. Dixie, a little freshman, she jumps out of the gym. So
do you expect to have some of those younger players contributing a lot to the varsity team this year?
Oh, yeah, they'll have to. Because our 2 seniors are, like I say, are back row players. So we'll have Ellie Brown, who's on the top of the ladder. She's playing really well. She and JC will vie for that setting position. And then we got 3 or 4 girls that's trying to get the swinging position. But what they have to do mostly is pass for us, so they can't hit. So we're looking at some passer diggers. That's huge.
This will be interesting. It seems like your setter position has been you've had it set for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, we've always had that. And Andy and Kiara has been there forever. So Andy played 4 years, freshman through, and then Kiara. So, yeah, this is the first time we've really been looking for a setter. So we're looking hard at both of those and see how they can contribute. And they both played JV last year.
Your pool this Friday at Cokeville, you've got Evanston, Mountain View, and Preston, 4A and 3A teams from a different state. And that was the same pool last year. You guys did pretty well, I think, 2-1.
Yeah, no matter what pool you get in at that Cokeville tournament, they're going to be bigger than us except Cokeville. The rest of them are all big schools. And that's what we've always liked to do is just play up in competition. And I'd rather be beat and play hard and learn something than kill people.
How do you think the team will do this year? I mean, you're in your, I think, 29th year of coaching Rebel Volleyball. You've got 15 state championships. You've been in the title game other times as well, or the title match. How do you feel like this team will do this year?
I really don't know. I'm really at a loss because I don't know who's going to step up. And they're all so even. We don't have a big gun. We don't have a standout like Julia last year. We've always had at least one outside hitter. So it really just depends on which one of these girls wants to step up. I really won't be able to tell you that until after the Cokeville, and then we're just going to have to take it game by game. I really don't know what I'm expecting.
High and outside has been your bread and butter at times. Do you think you'll have to go away from that without somebody standing out as the big outside swinger?
Yeah, right now our focus is to manage. None of them can kill it like Julia could or hitters pass. None of them have a gun for an arm. So we're going to have to manage and play smart volleyball. And we have a couple of kids that hit right. Sage Tingy, she's hitting right side pretty good. So I think that we'll be able to mix it up a little bit. Our middles are trying to hit corners out of the middle. So maybe we'll be able to mix it up and not just because we don't have an outside hitter that can terminate.
Your first match, Evanston, you had them. You were down 2. You were up on them 2-0 last year, and for that first match, you faced them, and then they came back and beat you. Do you know anything about them? Or are you getting ready for them this year?
I don't, but they'll be good. They have that. They have 2 or 3 good players that are back this year. So, and they're big. They were the tallest team we saw last year. Evanston was at that Cokeville tournament, and then Gillette and whoever else. They were all tall. So we've been here before. We have to just play some defense and get opportunities to swing.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
Well, thanks, Coach Stewart. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with your starting lineups and the beginning of today's match on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Most of our limits we have in life come from the walls in our own mind. The Town Council and citizens of Lake Town, Utah celebrate all students and staff in the Rich School District. Learning and education will help make that wall in your mind shorter, so it is easier to jump over. We encourage every student to reach their full potential through hard work, continued education, and focus.
Go Rich Rebel! According to the United States Census of 2010, the town of Randolph has a population of 464 people, and every one of us root for the Rich High Rebels. Go Rebels!
Who slams it home?
Welcome to Randolph, Utah. We love being able to host the visiting teams, their coaches, their parents, and fans when Rich High has a home game. We love all of our visitors year-round and hope that you can take some time soon to come and visit us in our little slice of heaven, Randolph, Utah.
Back to Cokeville, and the Town of Randolph pregame show has been presented by the Mayor and Town Council of the Town of Randolph. Mayor Lynn Weston, Board Members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Larry Kennedy, Melanie Lim, and Clerk Lana Peart. Taking a quick look at the Town of Laketown Ledger. Good luck, Rebels, from Mayor and Town Council of Laketown. Rebels and the Red Devils have faced off each of the last 2 years, twice last year. Evanston got the better of Rich 3-2 the first time, 3-0 the second time. That was both of those at the Cokeville tournament, once on Friday, once on Saturday. And then the year before that, 2016, the Rebels state championship year, they got the better of Evanston, 3-0 win. Rebels had lost 3 straight to Evanston the 3 years, or in years but prior to that, and in 2011 and 12 got 2 wins over Evanston. My records go back as far as 2003 season, or the 2002 season, and in that span, Rich and Evanston have played 8 times. The Red Devils have won 5, the Rebels have won 3. This match, kind of up in the air. Just don't know what to expect, but that's your Laketown Ledger, brought to you by the Town of Laketown. Mayor Sim Weston, council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White. Amaya Trenary, Shelby Burton, along with Eliana Brown, Sydney Hatch, Allie Wallenton, and Kendall Staple on the floor, the starters for the Evanston Red Devils. And starting off with the serve, Kaylee Critchfield serves it into the antenna, and the Rebels lead 1-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard on an early service error. Sydney Hatch with the serve, and she was a valuable team member of varsity team last year. She's got a strong serve. Red Devils set it up. Ellingford slaps it, just barely got a piece of it, almost like she misplayed it, mistimed it, but the weak attack dropped in. The Rebels were backing up to set up for the dig, and that little tip down scores the point. We're tied at 1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Taya Peterson checks in as a defensive specialist as the rotation moved around to have Hatch on the back line. Peterson a little bit better on the dig. Long serve. Rebels set it up left side. Tingy hits, deflected, and into the net was one of the Red Devils. Gives the Rebels the lead 2-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. That'll put Ellie Brown back to serve. Coach Stewart mentioned that Ellie was at the top of the ladder. Remember a few years ago, Lily Brown was a defensive specialist for the Rebels. It set a record for state for digs in a match. Had the record for that, as Ellie serves just a bit long, and we're tied at 2 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Lily decided as a junior she wanted to become an outside hitter. Worked hard her junior and senior years, and by the middle of her senior year she was a very good outside hitter. Long serve, Wallenton misplays it back to the wall. A service ace puts Evanston on top for the first time today. 3-2 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. First set just underway, and our first set is brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. A service into the net ties us up at 3. Our beginning serve of each set is brought to you by the station in Randolph, here for your convenience needs. The station has the coldest drinks in town. I know I'll be stopping there a little bit later today for a drink, maybe some food. A service ace by Tingy. It was deflected to the back wall, and each team with an ace and an error. Rich leads 4-3 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. And I said Tingy, but it's Amaya Trenary with the service. Trenary serves the back line. Ajahana passes it up front, note to the back, and then Ajahana hooks it over. Brown, good pass. Tingy sets left side. Wallenton hits too far. She went over the block, and that went long and out. We're tied at 4 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. That's one where Wallenton needs to just drop it down a little bit and deflect it off the fingertips, or just hit it right through that block. It was a good block, though. The two players, my angle I could see, they were right close. No room for the ball to squeeze between the two blockers. With the service, Sydney Bound. Wallenton receives. Good pass up front. Brown sets left side. Wallenton punches it over. It's blocked back. The Rebels dig and set it up to the middle again. Kendall Staple, the southpaw, punches it over. Barely dug up with a dive by Evanston. Allie Wallenton right on the sideline at the last second. Good communication. She jumps out of the way, and it drops to the floor out of bounds. And Rich gets the point, leading 5-4 on the Impact Physical Therapy. Excuse me, I got used to saying Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard during Outlaws baseball this summer. I apologize to Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care about you and your car. We'll get that straight before the end of this set. Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Kendall Staple with the serve, and it's an error into the bottom of the net. We're tied at 5 on the Impact Physical. There we go again on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Archuleta back to serve for Evanston. Rebels with Wallenton, Tourney, and Staple on the back line. Tingy up on the right side. Archuleta serves. So Tourney passes up front to the outside. Wallenton dives and bumps it over. Set up into the middle. Good pass. And the push across. Brown is there for the dig. Tingy sets into the middle. Hatch hits, blocked and kept in the air. Archuleta reaches past a teammate, bumps, and then it's bumped over. Brown, great pass, set up left side. Wallenton with the hit into the net. Mistimed it and just punched it right to the middle of the nylon. And we are back to an Evanston 1-point lead, 6-5 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Archuleta with the service. She'll line up and deliver. Evanston in the dark blues. It's almost like a navy blue. And Hatch hits it through the block. Nice hit. Natalie Robbins frustrated with herself because her hands were not close enough together, and Hatch's hit just threaded the needle right between the thumbs. We're tied at 6, and Shelby Burton drops back to serve. Shelby, a junior this year, getting her first varsity start, as are many of these players for Evanston. Bump over by the Red Devils. Brown sets in the middle. Hatch comes up, hits it into the block. Dug by Leland, set up left side, tapped over, and Burton digs. Brown sets left side. Here's Wallenton with the hit. Blocked. Wallenton digs. It's kept in the air, and Brown bumps it over her head and over the net. Dug by the Red Devils. Set up left side and hit. Ellingford. Rebels dig. Brown sets in the middle. Hatch hits again, and this time it's hung up on the block and drops to the floor. 7-6. Rebels back on top by 1 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Burton to serve again. Burton, Staple, and Tourney on the back line. Strong serve by Burton and mishandled to the back row. A service ace for the Rebels. 8-6, Rich leads, and that's a Crawford Trough service ace. Crawford Trough is the place to eat and drink, and they're open after every Rebel home game. That's where I'm going for dinner tonight, is the Crawford Trough after the Rebel football game. Burton serves again. This one just a bit long. It's a service error. Rebels' third service error of this first set. 8-7. Rebel lead is down to 1. Back to serve is Corey DeRue, the defensive specialist. She gets off a nice serve. Rebels barely dig it up, but get a good pass. Set and hit by Hatch through the block for the kill. 9-7. That's another Bear Lake Realty kill. Gary and Amber McKee in Garden City. If you're looking for beachfront room with a view, a secluded mountain retreat, buy now and start enjoying beautiful Bear Lake. They got a lot of great timeshare options, and he can help you learn how to buy something, buy a property, rent it out, let it pay for itself, and enjoy it yourself as well. That's BearLakeRealty.com. Rebels set it up, and Tourney hits it hard. There's that jump out of the gym factor that Coach Stewart mentioned to us. Tourney got up high, put a good angle on it, and Evanston couldn't dig it up. Another Bear Lake Realty kill, and Rich leads 10-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Wallenton with the serve, the running jump serve, and Leland, my next door neighbor, digs it to the back wall. 11-7. Rich with the service ace. That's a third service ace. It's also brought to you by the Crawford Trough in Randolph. Wallenton, another running jump serve, and out of rotation are the Red Devils. A quick whistle gives the Rebels another point. 12-7, Rich pulling away. Rebels won the JV match 1916 and 1914. And Rich leads in the varsity match 12-7. Allie Wallenton getting set to serve. As if you happen to be at Cokeville today and you see a young gentleman in a black pinstripe suit, wondering what in the world is a guy wearing a suit for at the Cokeville tournament, well, he's Sean Bennett, our new broadcaster for Mountain View and Lyman. And he's dressed to the T's today. It made me feel a little bit underdressed, but the Rebels on top 12-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. We're in the middle of the Rolene Kennedy set number 1, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. Speaking of Rolene and Sean Bennett, who I was just mentioning, he just recently moved to town from New Jersey, bought a car from Auto Farm, and he said, boy, Rolene treated me right. She was helpful. She found a great deal for me, found exactly the kind of vehicle I wanted. It's perfect, and he loves it. It's a great little vehicle. Chevrolet, I think it's a Traverse or an Equinox, 13-7, another service ace for Allie Wallenton and the Rebels. Wallenton serves again. This one long. Red Devils easily see that, let it go, and it's in service error. So Wallenton serves 2 aces, but then an error. And Rich leads by 5. Kaylee Critchfield to serve, the senior. Wow, nice running jump serve, floater serve. Rebels dig, set it up, and Tourney hits to the back line, dug up by the Red Devils, then set up, hit blocked by Hatch, set up again for the Red Devils, and hit too long by Lauren Ellingford. Rebels get the point unless there was a deflection. No, 14-8. Rich leads on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Back around in the rotation, Sydney Hatch serves, just clears the net. Great serve. Evanston has a little trouble with it, but they push it across out of bounds. And a good eye by Shelby Burton on that right sideline to let that one just drop to the floor out of bounds. And Rich leads 15-8, which leads to a timeout on the court. Tara Lawler and the Red Devils will take one as well and be right back on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston is Rich County's representative. As a mother and grandmother of Rich High graduates and current students and a longtime resident of Randolph, Rolene is familiar with your needs and will work to provide you with the best customer service in the industry. The next time you're looking for a new car or truck, think Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
Play hard and go Rebels.
Well, this one was tight and back and forth early on. Red Devils had leads at 3-2, 6-5, but the Rich took a 7-6 lead, and since then has not looked back and just about gets another ace from Sydney Hatch, but the Red Devils able to gather it and pull it together, serve it across, or set it across. Rich sets it up for Amaya Tourney, who hits over the block and beyond the back line. 15-9, Red Devils within 6. First set brought to you by Rolene Kennedy. Taya Peterson checks back in, the lone senior left on this team. One other senior was started the season with the team, practiced a couple of weeks, but then decided this past Monday that she was going to call it quits. So Rebels, Taya Peterson, the only senior on this young squad. Rebels return it, then set up for Ajahana Archuleta. Rich digs into the net, and then runs out of digs. 15-10. Evanston coming out of the timeout, 2 straight points, and has the serve. Back to serve is Sierra Burley. Rebels dig. Brown sets left side. Tourney hits it past the block. Nice dig by DeRue. Bumped over. Rebels dig. A diving effort by Wallenton, but it's over and out. And out of bounds, 15-11. Evanston with 3 straight points coming out of that quick timeout. Coach Lawler really knows how to motivate these troops. And Burley with the serve. Rebels set it up again. Tourney left side, hits fingertip over the block of Kaylee Sharp. Set up left side, and Ajahana with a big swing, but hits it into the nylon. 16-11 on the side out. It's a little 3-0 run following that timeout by Evanston. Rebels had a nice little run. They led 8-7. And went on a 5-0 run to push this lead out. Rich on top by 5. Archuleta hits hard. Wallenton with a lunging dig. Set up to Tourney left side. The set a little bit outside. She had to adjust last second and couldn't quite get the ball over the net. 16-12. Lead down to 4. Kaylee Sharp back to serve. Good height on this Evanston team, especially if you consider other opponents that Rich will play, especially in 1A classification. Rich sets it up for Tourney. Hit, deflected, and out of bounds. Diving deflection by Archuleta, but she couldn't control it, and Rich leads 17-12. Will give Tourney the Bear Lake Realty kill on that point. We'll look throughout the match for our epic recreation block of the game. The Pugstone sporting a dig of the game. Tourney serves just long. I've got a horrible angle here. From here, it looked like it was on that back line, but no. A service ace, or excuse me, a service error for the Rebels. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 service errors in this first set. Rich leads by 4, 17-13 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Left-handed service from Sydney Bound, the senior. Brown of Rich passes, and Tingy pushes it across. Set up for Archuleta, and she pounds it between the defenders. 17-14. That block was just not quite where it needed to be and left a wide open spot on the floor. Bound serves again. Dug by Staple. Brown sets, and Tourney pushes it across, blocked to the floor by Natalie Robbins. And Evanston is within 2. Rebels' lead was as much as 7, 15-8. But since that timeout that Coach Tara Lawler took, it's a 7-2 run for the Red Devils. Wallentine passes up front. Brown sets left side, and Wallentine hits into the net. 17-16. Evanston with a chance to tie the score. 17-16. Rich on top by just 1. Bound serves. Wallentine shanks the serve receive off, and it's a service ace. We're tied at 17. So we go from Rebels on top 15-8. A 9-2 run ties things back up at 17 in set number 1, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy. Bound serves, good pass up front this time. Brown sets in the middle, Staple punches it over, and it's dug by Sierra Burley. Pass left side, Archuleta punches it across. Rebels set it up left, high and outside. Wallentine hits, deflected, and blocked right back to Rich. Staple digs, set it up again for Wallentine, blocked again. Wallentine digs out of bounds, and Evanston takes an 18-17 lead on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Rebels struggling to get a termination, get a kill, find the attack. Bound serves, and an ace. Rebels couldn't get underneath it. 19-17, and now Coach Cindy Stewart will take a timeout. I believe the officials say no, stay out here for a sec, stay out. I wonder if Rich didn't get the timeout called. Oh, they did. They do get a timeout now. And boy, an 11-2 run. We'll be right back. Rich trails by 2 on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
If you had a toothache, would you see a foot doctor? Or would you go to the dermatologist to have a baby? Of course not. When your vehicle needs service, take it to the best qualified mechanics. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, our technicians are GM certified service experts. They're trained to know every inch of your vehicle. Don't trust your vehicle to just anyone. Have all your service done at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
Rough patch for the Red Devils, or for the Rebels rather. A strong patch for the Red Devils. An 11-2 run since Rich led by 7, 15-8. Evanston on top by 2, 19-17. Brown sets it up left side. Wallentine hits, blocked. Peterson is there for the dig. Brown sets it up again for Wallentine. Hits back line. DeRue with the dig. Set up left side. Archuleta hits hard. Dug by by Tourney. Not quite dug by Tourney. I thought she got underneath it, but no. And the Red Devils lead 20-17 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. And Sydney Bound to serve again. She's been a Rebel killer so far since she came around to serve. Rich bumps it over. DeRue sets. They get it up for Archuleta again, who hits it into the net. Rebels finally get the side out. That was a 8-0 run by Evanston. And Kendall Staple will drop back to serve. A 12-2 and 8-0 run for Evanston. Evanston gets the set back over. Then Hatch hits to the sideline and hits it wide and out of bounds. 21-18. First set is brought to you by Rolene Kennedy. Back to serve, Ajahana Archuleta. One of the few seniors on this team that's got varsity experience from years past. She's been starting since, I think, freshman year, maybe sophomore year. Brown bumps it over. Archuleta passes. They set it up left side for Ellingford. She hits, deflected by the block, but it was off the fingertips and drops over the block to the floor, 22-18. Boy, that adjustment at 15-8. Rebels led by 7. Coach Lawler took a timeout, and since then it's been all Red Devils. Archuleta serves again. Staple, good pass. Brown sets to the middle. Wallenton with the roll attack. Evanston digs it up, set for Ellingford. She'll roll attack to the back line. Good dig by Tourney. Rich sets it up. Hit by Hatch to the back line. Set up and hit by Ellingford. Brown, good dig. Tingy sets in the middle. Wallenton hits back line. Archuleta keeps it alive. Ellingford hits, deflected or tipped by the block. Rich keeps it alive. Left side. Sydney Hatch pops it to the back line. And it's Doug, set up, long rally. Ellingford digs. Rebels somehow keep it alive, and Tourney bumps, or no, that was Tingy who bumped it over. Set up to the back line. Brown able to dig it up, set in the middle. Wallenton hits, deflected by the block. Bump. DeRue is still there in the back and bumped over. Staple lunges out and keeps it alive. Brown, Wallenton to the back row, and again, there's DeRue. Set up left side. Ellingford, good dig by Brown. Of Rich, then to Wallenton, hits off the top of the net, rolls over and drops, and Rich comes away with the kill. Brought to you by Bear Lake Realty on that long rally, and Rich needed that, trailing 22-19 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. That'll send Shelby Burton back to serve. Burton had an ace earlier in this match, early on in this first set. Good return by DeRue. She did a nice receive, set up for Ellingford. Rebels block is there. They dig it up and set, and Wallenton hits just a bit low into the net, 23-19. Red Devils back on top by 4. Rich led 15-8, but it's been almost all Evanston since then. Corey DeRue to serve with the right hand. Tourney passes up front. Brown sets left side. Hatch hits, blocked. Hatch digs it up. Wallenton sets again for Hatch, left side, pushes it across. Dug up, DeRue bumps to the left side. Ellingford pushes down the line. Tourney dives and digs. Maybe your dig of the game. Wallenton bumps it to the back line. Digs of the game are brought to you by Pugstone Sporting Goods. Ellingford hits, blocked. Epic Recreation block of the game, and Rich gets the point. 2 hits by Evanston on the dig. Wallenton with the Epic Recreation block of the game. Epic Recreation, make your vacation an epic one to remember. Visit epicrecreation.net. Wallenton serves an ace. Boy, what a laser. 21-23. Rich down by 2. DeRue barely got a fingertip on that, and it deflected out of bounds. No chance. Wallenton serves again, and picking on DeRue, but reaching out to deflect it to the back wall is Alexia Leland, and Rich back within 1, 23-22. 2 straight service aces for Wallenton. That's 4 in the set. Alley lines to serve again, goes back line. Leland, good pass this time. Set up left side, and Sharp hits, blocked! Ellie Brown with another Epic Recreation block of the game. We're tied at 23. That was a block and a kill, a Bear Lake Realty kill all in one. Aces today are brought to you by the Crawford Trough. Wallenton looking for another. She's got 4 in the set. Alley serves, and DeRue with not a very good pass, but keeps it alive. Bump over. Wallenton digs. Brown sets it up in the middle. Hatch hits, blocked. Hatch digs. Brown sets it up high and left side this time, and Tourney punches it to the back row. DeRue with a good pass, set to Ellingford. Blocked by Brown, just out of bounds, and Evanston has a set point, 24-23 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Again, Rebels led 15-8. Evanston went on an 11-2 run and leads 24-23 at the end of this Rolene Kennedy first set. Coach Cindy Stewart takes a timeout. We'll take a quick one as well right here on the Wildlife.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Taya Peterson. Thanks for tuning in to Rich High School Volleyball on KADQ FM 98.3 and mylocalradio.com.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
Critchville to serve on a set point. Set 1 brought to you by Rolene Kennedy. Rebels were up 15-8 early, but trail here late in the match, 24-23. Rebels dig, set it up, Hatch hits, blocked right to the floor, and Evanston wins 25-23 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Evanston up 1-0 in the match. We'll be back with set number 2 in just a bit. Stay tuned on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com. Evanston wins 25-23 in set 1.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. I perform total hip, total knee, and total shoulder replacement. The huge majority of patients of mine that have undergone total joint replacement have been dealing with pain and disability for many years. After joint replacement and recovery, patients are back to doing the activities that they want to do.
If you've struggled to get a vehicle because of some bumps in your credit, then come to the all-new Rocky Mountain Yeti Auto Group. We have over 20 different lenders ready to help you reestablish your credit with a quality new or pre-owned vehicle. Good credit, bad credit, bankruptcy? Let the new Rocky Mountain Yeti Auto Group try to help you. Call our credit hotline today and ask for Jeff or Dave to get pre-approved for your next vehicle. Call 307-789-3151 today. Rocky Mountain Yeti, legend driven. The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
Through the first 6 or 8 points, it was tight back and forth in that first set. Each team had a couple of leads. Rebels were tied at 6 with Evanston, and then Rich took a 7-6 lead, then went on a 5-0 run, pushed the lead out as far as 15-8. Coach Lawler took a timeout at that point for the Evanston Red Devils, and that, boy, whatever she said worked. Red Devils went on a 12-2 run and led 20-17 before Rich woke up, kind of brought it back close, able to tie it at 23-all before Evanston scored the final 2 points. And the block, much like last year, was an issue in that first set for Rich, trying to figure out, okay, am I hitting it over the block? They hit it into the block too many times, and then that led to direct easy kills for Evanston on the block. And so Rich is going to have to adjust to that here in this second set. Rebels, if you're watching online on the mylocalradio.com, are the home team on that Stacy's Repair scoreboard. In the JV match, Rich won both sets, 19-16 and 19-14. And again, the final score in set number 1, 25-23, Evanston with the win. Rebels had 6 aces in that first set, but 5 service errors. Evanston 2-2 on those numbers. A beginning serve from each set is brought to you by the station in Randolph, here for your convenience needs, and it's Allie Wallentine serving in on the line. Red Devils let it go, and it's an ace for Allie Wallentine. 1-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Wallentine serves again. Archuleta serves this out to the side, and Kaylee Sharp can't control that. Another ace for Wallentine. Well, she's on pace for, if we go 5 sets in this match, she may have 15 or 20 aces. She's already got 7. Wallentine serves again, and Red Devil is out of rotation. 3-0 Rebels on this Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Wallentine had, let me make sure on this, 4 service aces in the first set, 2 already in the second set, so that's 6. Math is a hard thing. Wallentine to serve again. Rebels in the black. She's serving toward us and serves way long. An error, 3-1. Rebels on top on the second set, brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Mayor Scott Sabey, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, John Peterson, along with Secretary Lisa Bell. Serve receive on Kaylee Critchfield's serve. Rebels set it up, hit, blocked, dig it, set it again. Stacy in there for this second set. McKenna Stacy, and Rebel block is a little too far back from the net, hit by Ellingford And that one drops to the Rebel side of the floor, 3-2. Rich on top by 1 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Critchfield will serve again with the right hand, running jump serve, good floating serve. Burton with the dig, or the serve receive. Rebel set it up, and Stacy hits it back line to Rue. A high dig, could have let it go, it would have been out. Bumped over, Brown sets it up in the middle. Hatch hits too long, and we're tied at 3 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Critchfield to serve again. Rebels need to find that attack, find who can terminate. Critchfield serves into the top of the net. A service error. Puts Rich back on top, 4-3 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Taya Peterson checks in. And Taya will serve. We didn't see her serve in that first set. We'll see what she's got here in set number 2, brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Taya serve long and out. Teams exchange errors on the service, and we're tied at 4 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. That'll put Lauren Ellingford, the junior, back to serve. Received by Stacy. Set it up for McKenna, and she hits cross court, but a little too wide, out of bounds. 5-4. Evanston leads by 1. Ellingford, tall, long arms. I believe almost 6 feet tall, plus the long wingspan. And you've got about 4 of those similar players for Evanston, which makes it very tough to contend with their block. And Ace says she dropped it over the net and to the floor. Rich couldn't get underneath it. 6-4 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Evanston with the lead. Ellingford winds and delivers. Burton sets, or passes, not a great pass. Set, and Stacy pushes it, but not quite over the net. A little too soft on the touch attack. Evanston leads 7-4 with Ellingford serving. It's a 3-0 run. Lauren serves again. Burton passes, a little better pass this time. Brown sets in the middle. Staple bumps it over. Not a good pass. Bumped, and Archuleta bumps it over, but finds the floor. Wallenstein dove but couldn't get underneath it. And Rich playing a bit flat-footed here in this second set. 8-4. Evanston on top. Rebels need to find some energy. They don't do it there. A service ace as Burton stepped to her side and tried to side bump that up into the air, but shanked it back to the wall. 9-4. Ellingford serves again, goes to Burton. Good pass this time. Brown dump set. Archuleta keeps it alive. Set up and bumped over, slapped over. Rebels quick dump set again by Brown, and barely dug up by the Red Devils. Burton, good pass up front. Brown sets long, high and outside, and McKenna hits it off the top of the net. Dug up. DeRue passes left side. Archuleta to the back line. Wallenstein dives. Brown pushes it over. Archuleta digs. Passes high. Set left side. Rebels block by Stacy. Push to the back corner, just out of bounds by Brown. And Evanston leads 10-4 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Boy. Burton passes left side. Stacy slaps it to the back line. Set up left side. Archuleta hits down the line. Out. No, just on the line. Or may it was deflected. Gotcha. 11-4. And boy, Rich was up 3-1. Since that point, it's a 10-1 run. That's been an issue so far in both sets. Rebels with leads and then giving up big, long runs. Rebels bump it over. Set it up again for Archuleta. Dug on the back line by Wallenstein. Brown sets in the middle. Staple hits back row. DeRue is there. Good dig. Nice pass. Set up front. And boy, what a smash by Kaylee Sharp. She was hanging up there. The set was a quick set, and she just smashed it down. 12-4. The run continues for Evanston. 11-1. It's 12-4 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard, and Ellingford with another service ace that hit the top of the net, rolled over the top. Nothing you can do about that one. Ellingford to serve again. The Red Devils serving from our view right to left and away from us. Wallenstein pulls away at the last second on a serve that was a bit long, just barely goes out of bounds. 13-5 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. A 13-1 run. That was a rough patch for the Red Devils. Eliana Brown to serve for Rich, and she serves long, so Rich catches a break and then gives it right back. Well, we'll look today, if we mentioned the Epic Recreation block of the game, the Pugstone Sporting Goods dig of the game. We also want a McKay Frankham precision play of the game. And our timeouts today are brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. Stacy passes up front, set left side. Stacy crushes it. It's dug up into the rafters, and Rich gets the point of Stacy's, or a Bear Lake Realty kill by McKenna Stacy. 14-6 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Rebels need a 13-0 or 13-1 run of their own. McKenna Stacy serving and serves out of bounds just wide. That's a 4th service error of the set already for Evanston, for Rich, and a 9th of the match. 15-6. Rebels trailing 1-0 in the match to the Evanston Red Devils, who took the first set 25-23. The second set is brought to you by the town of Woodruff. The mayor and council members, along with Secretary Lisa Bell, wish the Rebels good luck. Bound with the service. She's got a left-handed serve. Gave the Rebels some trouble in the first set, but they almost cracked the code as they get the hit, but barely dug up by Evanston. Rich sets it up again. Wallenstein hits again, deflected. Archuleta digs, set up in the middle. Archuleta one hand punch across. Rich scrambling a bit, but they bump it over. Set up again left side, high and out there for Archuleta, and she gets it past the block down to the floor. 16-6. Rich having trouble just figuring out what to do because of the multiple sets that Evanston runs. They do a quick set to the middle, a high and outside, and so there's not time to get 2 blockers. Another service ace by Sydney Bound. 17-6. Rebels really struggling in this second set. That's 4 service aces after Evanston had just 2 aces in the first set. Bound with the left hand, serves long. Rebels let it go. No, it's on the line. Boy, from here that looked long, but again, I've got a horrible angle to see that back line on the far side of the court. 18-6. My goodness, Rich jumped out to a 3-0 lead, but since then it's been all Evanston. 18-3 run. Brown bumps, sets it up. Wallenstein slaps it into the net, and it's 19-6 Evanston. Our second set is brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Bound with the left hand again. Pass by Stacy. Brown sets it up. Wallenstein hits a bit long, out of bounds. 20-6, my goodness. What a shift from Rich leading 15-8 in the first set. A 12-2 run by Evanston. Then Rich led 3-0 in this second set, and it's a 17-3 run. Brown sets it up in the middle. Staple cracks it to the back line, just long, 21-6. And this is one thing that Coach Stewart told me earlier this week is, well, we just don't have anybody that terminates. And that's really become an issue here in this second set. Just a lack of ability to earn that point. Rich sets it up. Wallenstein hits. This time it's blocked and bumped, but kept alive. Archuleta slaps it across. Dug by Stacy. Set it up. Wallenstein hits. Blocked back over her head to the floor. 22-6. And Rebels are getting worked by this Evanston Red Devil team. A taller and longer team. Bound serves again. Back line. Stacy bumps up front. Wallenstein hits it into the block. Barely dug up. Set into the middle. Nope. Dump set. Brown, long ways to go get that pass. Taya Peterson slaps it across. Bound sets. Archuleta hits. Blocked by Kendall Staple, candidate for Epic Recreation block of the game. Archuleta pushes it across. Brown sets it up in the middle. Staple slaps back line. DeRue pushes it up front, and it's tapped into the net. Rebels finally get the side out. Now let's see if they can avoid a service error. The last 2 side outs, they've resulted in service errors on the ensuing serve. Kendall Staple back to serve. Staple, Stacy, and Brown on the back line. Wallenstein, Tingy, and Hatch on the front line, and Rebels can't get out of this funk. All 3 of their last service error or side outs have then on the next serve have been a service error. 24-8 is what I've got on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. A serve is long and out of bounds by Kelly Saxton. 20. I think we've got. I think it's 24-8. Jake's got a different score than the scoreboard has and that I have. The scoreboard says 23-8. A nice hit by Ellingford, and that's on the floor. Rebels couldn't dig it up. 24-8. I don't know. Boy. Scorekeeper's having a hard time all the way around. Rebels set it up, hit. Brown hits and over the line. Wow. A messy set both on the scoreboard on my part and by the Rebels. A loss 25-8. Evanston leads 2-0. Rich led 3-0 early on in that set, but a 25-5 run by Evanston earns them the victory, 25-8 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Set 2 has been brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Mayor Scott Sabie, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson with Secretary Lisa Bell. We'll be back with set 3 right after this.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Taya Peterson. Thanks for tuning in to Rich High School Volleyball on KADQ FM 98.3 and mylocalradio.com.
Ever since 1871, when Joseph C. Rich surveyed the town site, the town of Woodruff has been a thriving ranching community. Settlers were attracted by the broad valley and green grasses, the mountain trout in the streams, the elk and deer herds in abundance, and the neighbors were friendly. That's how people still are today. Visit Woodruff, and you too will experience that friendliness. It's everywhere. It's the town of Woodruff, Utah, where we're proud of our rich rebels.
It's fun helping each customer find the best vehicle for their needs. I'm Tracy Lawley and I've worked with my brother Kirk for 23 years. Back in 1969, my grandfather Donnell Jensen sold a customer this 1969 Dodge Charger. Years later, I had the opportunity to sell that same customer a new Dodge truck. And we continue to have the opportunity to serve his children and grandchildren. If you're buying a car from someone who isn't having fun, you should definitely come see me before you sign on the dotted line.
If you've struggled to get a vehicle because of some bumps in your credit, then come to the all-new Rocky Mountain Yeti Auto Group. We have over 20 different lenders ready to help you reestablish your credit with a quality new or pre-owned vehicle. Good credit, bad credit, bankruptcy? Let the new Rocky Mountain Yeti Auto Group try to help you. Call our credit hotline today and ask for Jeff or Dave to get pre-approved for your next vehicle. Call 307-789-3151 today. Rocky Mountain Yeti, legend driven.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
The Rebels took 1-0 leads in both of the first two sets, but went on to lose those sets. The Rebels go down early 1-0 as Tourney hits into the net on the return. Evanston serving. It's Kaylee Critchfield. Rich sets it up. Tourney slaps it down the line, left side. Evanston sets it up. They hit, and Tingy with the dig. Brown sets. Hatch hits long, out of bounds. And that was the biggest issue in set number 2 is Rich, well, number 1, not getting a lot of good passes. Number 2, just couldn't find a termination. A lot of hitting errors by the Rich Rebel attack. Serve receive, goes up over the net. Happy birthday slap down, Rebels dig. Set it up left side. Tourney hits too soft off the hand, 3-0. Rebels led 15-8 in the first set. Evanston went on to win 25-23. Rich led 3-0 in set 2, and Evanston went on to win 25-8. A dominant win in set 2 for the Red Devils. Rich trailing 3-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Set up for Hatch, hit back line. DeRue with a diving dig. Set up for Archuleta, punched across. McKenna Stacy passes up front. Set left side. Tourney hits high off the block. Dug up, set left side. Ellingford hits through the block, out of bounds to the floor. 4-0 Evanston. And boy, barring any kind of just sudden turnaround for Rich, Red Devils in control. Critchfield to serve again. Rebels had just 2 service aces in that second set. Speaking of service aces, Critchfield with the ace. Rebels deflected to the back wall. Rich with 5 service errors in each of the first 2 sets. They only served it 7 times in the second set. 2 aces, 5 errors. Critchfield winds and delivers, and another service error. 6-0, or service ace. We're looking for Crawford draw service aces, but that's when the Rebels serve, and Coach Stewart will send in a sub and take a timeout. Try to shift things up and try to figure things out. We'll take a quick break on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Some folks say that life can be measured in seasons. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, we have vehicles for every season. From new to experienced drivers, we understand that safety, affordability, and great mileage are always on the must-have list. So whether you're just starting out or it's time to expand your fleet, we've got every season covered. Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. Stop in today, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
Back at Cokeville, where the Rebels had a competitive first set, led for much of it, but ended up losing 25-23 against Evanston. Rebels got dominated in the second set, 25-8, and trail early 6-0. Tourney hits through the block, but deflected and kept in the air. Ellingford hits through the block. Wallentine digs, bumped by Tingy and bumped over by Alley. Blocked at the net, Rebels dig. Mackenzie Smith just checked in to see if they can get some kind of defensive setup, and a big hit down the middle. Point for the Red Devils, 7-0. Red Devils on top. They have come together, and the Rebels have struggled to figure it out here in this, between these first 3 sets of the season. Critchfield still serving, and finally the Rebels catch a break. A service error makes it 7-1 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Can the Rebels take advantage? They got 5 side outs in that first set, and every time they had a side out, they served an error. Hatch gets it across, set up Ellingford, hits cross court, dug up. Brown sets for Tourney, hit back line. DeRue punches it high. Archuleta bumped over by Sharp. Hatch with the touch, set up left side. Tourney hits cross court and gets it in the corner. There's a Bear Lake Realty kill we needed. And should that result in a change, a shift, that would be your McKay Frankham precision play of the game. Dental care at reasonable rates for the whole family. That's McKay Frankham Dental Care, dentist in Evanston. Archuleta bumps, and Sharp gets turned around, can't bump it over. 7-3. Rich on a 3-0 run. That kill by Tourney. Looking like the precision play of the game. Almost a service ace, but Evanston just keeps it alive. Ellingford punches it. Tourney tries to block, but can't quite keep it on the right side of the net. Blocks it to the Rebel side. 8-3. Evanston with the lead in this third set, brought to you by Rich County. Rebels with a championship cause. Going back to that first set, it's one we'd like to forget as Critchfield got an ace, but it was brought to you by the station in Randolph, here for your convenience needs. Tourney serve, receive, shanked off. Another service ace. That's 3 already in this third set. Rebel aces are brought to you by the Crawford Trough, blocks by Epic Recreation, and digs by Pugstone Sporting Goods. Boy, we could use any and all of those we can get. There's a serve or a dig of the game by Tingy, but then Archuleta with the touch attack over the block of the Rebels. 10-3. Tingy with the Pugstone's dig, but it wasn't enough. Brown sets left side. Tingy hits cross court, wide and out of bounds. 11-3. Evanston with the lead. Red Devils took the second set 25-8 after a close first set, 25-23. Tingey passes up front. Brown sets left side. Tourney this time hits it through the block, but it's dug back behind the block. Archuleta punches it over. Smith with the pass up front. Brown sets in the middle. Wallenstein hits, again blocked, right back to the Rebels. They dig. Peterson, Wallenstein pushes to the back line. Set up into the middle. Quick set. Rebels can't get there. Sharp with the kill. 12-3, and that quick set, something Rich just has no answer for. 12-3, Evanston trails, and here's some trouble. Sydney Bound. Oh no, that's not Bound. This is Sierra Burley back to serve. An error into the net gives Rich the point and the side out. 12-4. Rich needs a run here, at least 8-0. Eliana Brown serves. Good strong serve. Archuleta passes up front. Back set. Sharp is able to hit. Rebels dig into the net, and a 13-4. Evanston pushes the lead back out to 9. Make sure to stay tuned here today on mylocalradio.com and KADQ. We've got Rebel football this afternoon. Our pregame starts at 3:15 as Rich kicks off the season against Bear Lake. Kaylee Sharp serves. Tourney shanks it off to the side. Another service ace. That's 4 in the set. 14-4. Evanston on top by 10. Also tonight, Rich gets back on the court. Well, you can watch the Rich versus Mountain View match on mylocalradio.com. It will not be on the radio. Wallenstein hits, blocked on the high and outside attack. Rich sets to the middle this time, and Amaya Tourney hits it a little bit low into the net. 15-4. Sean Bennett, who will be doing Mountain View and Lyman sports this year, will have the Rich versus Mountain View match later this afternoon. Evanston scrambling, keeps it alive, hits to the back corner, and Rich has nobody there. Rebels, a lot of holes in the defense, some adjustments to make on rotations and moving when the ball's in play. Kaylee Sharp serving, goes to the back line. Smith, the good pass. Brown sets into the middle, comes off a little funny, maybe got away with a double hit. Slapped across, dug up, set up Ellingford. Brown hits it high off the rafters, and nobody adjusts to get to it. 17-4. Kaylee Sharp with the service, and Coach Stewart will send in J.C. Cornea to try and shift things up a little bit. Ellie Brown, who's been setting today. And looks like J.C. Cornea will come in to set. J.C. just a sophomore. And she, not a great pass. She bumps it over. And she'll get the set after Evanston hit it right back. Hit by Tourney, dug, and Archuleta hits right between the defense. 18-4. The attack is on target for Evanston. The Rebels have got to figure out the attack. 18-4 in this second set. Rich getting beat up by the 4A Evanston Red Devils. Good pass up front by Smith. Cornea sets left side. Tourney hits. Archuleta able to dig off the block. Push to the back corner, just out. And Rich able to get the point, earn the point on a hitting error. 18-5. A young Rebel team. 6 seniors graduated last year. Really just 1 or 2 of these Rebel players contributed at all to last year's varsity team. So there's some growing pains, some question marks to answer. And again, not too much to worry about at this point. Archuleta hits, deflected out of bounds by the Rebel block. 19-5. There's no reason to, it's discouraging for sure, but there's no panic button at this point in the season. This is a taller, more athletic Evanston team, and Coach Stewart told me she knew that they'd go through some growing pains. They'd take some lumps, especially in the non-region season. Cornea back set. Tingey hits into the middle and drops it in there for the kill. A Bear Lake Realty kill for the Rebels. Bear Lake Realty also presents the fan cam. If you're looking for beachfront room with a view or secluded mountain retreat, buy now and start enjoying beautiful Bear Lake. Visit bearlakerealty.com. If you're looking for any of those options, plus any number of timeshare options, visit bearlakerealty.com. Rebels serve, set up, and hit over the block. to the floor. 20-6, Evanston dominating in set 2. We got a tight first set, 25-23. Evanston dominated set 2, 25-8, and dominating set 3, 20-6. Set 3 is brought to you by Rich County, Rebels with a championship cause. Chasey Cornea sets left side. Stacy hits it into the block, deflected out of bounds. There's a Bear Lake Realty kill, another one that we needed. Make it 20-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Rebels had 6 aces in the first set. They only served it 7 times in the second set, had 2 aces and 5 errors. No aces here in this third set. They've only served a couple of times. Shelby Burton serves, just about gets an ace. Reach out, slap across, punch over the net, and Rebels scrambling and up to the net. Ellingford just blocks it down to the floor, 21-7. It's Corey DeRue back to serve for Evanston. DeRue delivers. Burton, decent pass. J.C. Cornea sets left side. McKenna Stacy slaps it across. Dug up, set left side for Ellingford. Hit blocked by Hatch, and there's another candidate for the Epic Recreation block of the game. Allie Wallenstein and Hatch both with candidates for the block of the game. This one has gone quick. We started just before 9 o'clock, and it's just about 10 o'clock. The Rebels, again, a tight, close first set, lost by 2, 25-23. Mackenzie Smith to serve for the Rebels with the right hand from the back line. Standing slap serve across, set up for Ellingford. Diving dig by Wallenstein. Pugstone Sporting Good dig of the game, and Rich bumps it over. Set up into the middle, quick set. Sharp hits it down. Another diving dig by Wallenstein. Hatch punches it into the hole. A diving dig by Leland. Set up left side. Tourney slaps it across. DeRue digs. Second touch left side over the net. Rebels have to play it though. Sharp hits to the back line. Wallenstein passes up front. Set left side. Tourney slaps and it's punched back into the net. Rebels earn the point. Some life coming out by the Rebels. And Allie Wallenstein with a diving dig. 2 digs. Pugstone Sporting Good digs of the game. PugstoneSporting.com. You can now order online. Anything they offer in the store is also online and more. Another service ace by the Rebels. 21-10. That's a Crawford Trough service ace. And Mackenzie Smith, the young freshman, coming in strong. Picking up where Big Sis left off last year. Amber Smith. Ellingford slaps it across. Burton with the dig. JC sets up into the middle. Hatch hits it across. Tipped to the floor. And Rich with the Bear Lake Realty kill for Sydney Hatch. 21-11 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
Mackenzie Smith serves again and hits it long. A service error. Puts Evanston within 3 points of a match victory. 22-11 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. It was a good little run by the Rebels. A 4-0 run. Critchfield serves again. Pass up front. Cornea sets left side. Tourney hits into the fingertip of the block. Good hit. Nice attack. Set up, and Ellingford misfires on her attack. 22-12. Rebels down by 10. Needing about 10 straight points to keep themselves alive in this third set, brought to you by Rich County. Hatch serves, almost a Crawford Trough service ace. Ellingford bumps it, slaps it to the back line, and too far. 22-13. Timeouts in today's match are brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call 435-793-4208. Set up, dump set. Cornea's there. Mackenzie Smith passes up front, and Tourney pushes to the back line. Set up a back set and slapped back line. Rebels can't get there. Mackenzie Smith just couldn't cover enough ground. 23-13. Evanston needs 2 more points to win the match. Again, a tight first set. 25-23. Evanston won. Red Devils dominated set 2, 25-8. And Evanston led by as much as 18-4 in this third set. Rebels have battled back to make it look a little more respectable. Ellingford serves. Good receive by Tingy. Set up left side. Tourney push attack with the touch, and it works. It was dug up, then tapped into the net and down. 23-14. We'll give Tourney a Bear Lake Realty kill. J.C. Cornea back to serve. Boy, we could use a Trafford Cross service ace here. And Archuleta reaches high, taps it up, gets it back, pushes down the line, and gets it to drop in there. 24-14. Mackenzie Smith just couldn't quite get there again on the back line. That'll bring McKenna Stacy into the game. Looks like Stacy, Tourney, and Cornea on the back line. Taya Peterson set to receive on the set and match point for Evanston. Kaylee Sharp with the service down the line. Tourney, good pass. Cornea sets high and outside for Tourney. Hit through the block to the floor. A Bear Lake Realty kill for Amaya. So Amaya with the kill. Keeps Rich alive for the moment. Rich trailing by 9, 24-15 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard, but it's still set and match point for Evanston. Tourney with the service. Amaya, little hitch, delivers. Daru bumps, second touch into the middle. Archuleta hits, blocked by Wallenstein. Daru bumps again. Set up, bumped to the floor, and Evanston wins 25-15. Rebels dive and made a good effort, but couldn't get underneath it. 25-15, the final score in set 3, brought to you by Rich County. Rebels with a championship cause. Evanston wins 25-23, 25-8, and 25-15 in 3 straight over the Rebels. We'll take a quick break and be back with your Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show on KADQ.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Taya Peterson. Thanks for tuning in to Rich High School Volleyball on KADQ FM 98.3 and mylocalradio.com.
Many of our customers have trusted Jensen Wood Motors for generations. It's important to all of us here at the dealership we always work for the people. My grandpa was a man of his word, and he passed that tradition on to us. We understand that we're here to serve our customers, and every day we try and do that to the best of our ability. We really appreciate each customer, and we want to make sure that they feel that when they're doing business with us.
Jensen Wood Motors, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Montpelier, Idaho.
Sometimes when you're shopping for a vehicle, you're not sure what you want, so you drop by and look at all the options. Other times you know exactly what you want. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, you can call us or schedule a test drive online. We'll have it ready when you get here. We're here to help you get exactly what you want on your schedule. So whether you want to browse or pre-schedule a test drive, Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet is here for you. 624 Front Street, Evanston, where
Winston Churchill said, "No hour of life is wasted that is spent in the saddle." The same is true about education. No hour of life is wasted when learning. Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, understand the value of good education. Serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming, Mound Valley Cattle Company is proud to support the students at Rich High School in academics and activities. Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
According to the United States Census of 2010, the town of Randolph has a population of 464 people, and every one of us root for the Rich High Rebels.
Who slams it home?
Welcome to Randolph, Utah. We love being able to host the visiting teams, their coaches, their parents, and fans when Rich High has a home game. We love all of our visitors year-round and hope that you can take some time soon to come and visit us in our little slice of heaven, Randolph, Utah.
Back on the post-game show brought to you by Mound Valley Cattle Company. Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. A rough start for the Rebels. Well, really, it was a pretty good start. They led 15-8 in the first set, but then Evanston went on a 12-2 run and really never looked back from there. Rich kept that first set close. 25-23 was the final. Evanston won, and then sets 2 and 3. Evanston dominated. Rich led 3-0 in the second set before Evanston went on a 13-1 run and went on to win 25-8. Do the math there. Rich was up 3-0. Evanston outscored them 25-5 the rest of the way. Set 3, Evanston jumped out big, led 19-5. Rich battled back, but only got as close as about a 10-point deficit. 25-15 was the final score in set 3, and Evanston wins in 3 straight over the Rich Rebels. That's a quick recap of today's game. Stay tuned. We've got more of your post-game show. We'll give you some final stats and highlights on the Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
More than 1,300 rural hospitals were evaluated, and Bear Lake Memorial Hospital placed in the top 20 for quality and best practices and critical access. Offering a 24-hour emergency department, orthopedics, home health, a residential nursing home, physical therapy, surgical services, family doctors, chemotherapy, dialysis, and more. When it comes to your health, make sure you're seen by the best. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
A 3-0 loss at the hands of the 4A Evanston Red Devils. The Rich Rebels start off the season 0-1. They did the same last year. We'll see if they can fare a little bit better against Mountain View. That's the next match on the schedule for Rich. That match you can watch. Sean Bennett, the voice of the Bridger Valley teams, will be broadcasting that match between Mountain View and Rich, and that's scheduled, I believe, at 1 o'clock for the JV to start. Now, the problem that I have is if the JV starts at 1, varsity would start at about 1:45 or 2 o'clock, and I've got to be at Rich High School to set up for football by 2 o'clock, so the timing just doesn't work out. But you can watch the game live on mylocalradio.com with Sean Bennett, the voice of the Mountain View Buffaloes and the Lyman Eagles. It will not be on KADQ, however. This afternoon, our football coverage starts at 3:15, Rebel football versus Bear Lake. And then we'll be back here tonight for Rich against Preston. That's scheduled for a JV start at 8:30. They usually get ahead of schedule, so just stay tuned to KADQ and keep your eyes on mylocalradio.com for that match tonight as Rich takes on Preston. Again, a final score, 25-23 in the first set, 25-8 in set 2, 25-15 in set 3. Rebels finished with 9 service aces. 6 of those were in the first set. It went downhill from there. They also, though, had 11 service errors. And it was set 2 was so rough. They only served it 7 times. 2 of those Wallenstein served aces. The other 5 services were errors in that second set. Go back to the drawing board a bit and get set to take on Mountain View a little bit later on. And Coach Stewart knew it would be something, maybe not something like this, but she knew they would have some growing pains and some lumps and bumps to deal with, and bumps in the road to get through. And that's just a little bump in the road to start off this season, a 3-0 loss against Evanston. And hopefully the confidence isn't shaken. Rebels can just bounce back and try to adjust and get better. That's what this season is about, is improving. And Coach Stewart has said, you know, we're going to be a different team come tournament time than we are at the beginning of the season. So that's a positive. They've got some work to do. They know what they need to work on and how they can get better, and they certainly will do that, work on things and get better. Stay tuned. We got one more quick break, and then we'll wrap this post-game show up. It's brought to you by Mountain Valley Cattle Company, and we'll be right back in just a bit on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Most of our limits we have in life come from the walls in our own mind. The Town Council and citizens of Laketown, Utah celebrate all students and staff in the Rich School District. Learning and education will help make that wall in your mind shorter, so it is easier to jump over. We encourage every student to reach their full potential through hard work, continued education, and focus.
Back at Cokeville, opening match of the day, opening match of the season in the books, and Evanston with the win over Rich in 3 straight, 25-23, 25-8, and 25-15. Real quickly, looking ahead, again, later on today, Rich Rebel football opens the season with Bear Lake. Our pregame coverage starts at 3:15. And then tonight, Rebel volleyball coverage continues. Rich takes on Preston, and we'll have that match. Now, if they stay on schedule with the tournament, our pregame would start about 9 p.m. tonight. It'll likely be earlier than that, but we'll just have to see. Looking ahead to tomorrow, again, everything is on a to-be-determined basis as Rich continues play here at the Cokeville tournament, but we'll be here tomorrow to bring you all the coverage of Rebel matches here from Cokeville tomorrow, so make sure to be tuned in. If you can't make it over here to Cokeville, you can watch all the Rebel matches live on mylocalradio.com. That's going to do it for our post-game show, and make sure to, again, stay tuned. We got Rebel football coming up this afternoon. We got Cody Grohl on the Mountain Valley Cattle Company. Where are they now? So we'll talk with Cody and talk with both coaches. Rich Rebel football kicks off this afternoon. Our pregame coverage starts at 3:15. Again, a final 3-0 loss against Evanston. here at Cokeville. I'm Ryan STEINECKERT. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, that's this afternoon. Rebel football this afternoon, Rebel volleyball tonight. Go Rebels.
You've been tuned in to Rich High Rebel Volleyball on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, with video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's match has been brought to you by these Rebel supporting businesses and individuals: Plains Tire, Evanston Regional Hospital, Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, Westar Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, Cash Honda Yamaha, Bear Lake Convention and Visitor Bureau, Rocky Mountain Yeti, mylocalradio.com, and by Jensen Wood Motors in Montpelier, Idaho. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Old West Media, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without express written consent of the aforementioned rights holder.
Our executive producer is Val Cook. We thank our office manager, Kayleen Anderson, and our sales manager, Julie Burley, along with KNYN Sports Director, Jake Hibbert, Bridger Valley Sports Director, Sean Bennett, and production assistants, Jordan Bowie and AJ Lamb. Biggest thanks to all of our sponsors and to you for tuning in. We invite you to visit mylocalradio.com for archived games and past interviews with Rebel players and coaches. Thank you for joining us on this presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ FM 98.3 and mylocalradio.com. Until the next time, the Rich High volleyball team takes the court.